Patricia, founder of Thrive, a place where we validate and give voice to professional working women. Today, I'm talking to Marte Belisle of SommEvents about self-care. So, Matt, tell us a little bit about your business and share with our community.
Okay, at SommEvents, we create wine events for business growth. And we do this by doing team bonding events. We do client retention events for corporations. We also have part of the business that's really geared to retail. So we do wine tours in the Niagara region, and we do in-home wine tastings right now across Ontario, and we plan on going across the country with it.
And I've been on some of your wine tours, although I am not a wine drinker myself, and I can attest that Matt's events are amazing, especially for a group of women. And also, Matt always accommodates people like myself who don't drink wine. And it's not an accommodation just with apple juice or orange juice. She always chooses a great non-alcoholic drink for us as well. So I'd like to start by saying that Matt and I do have similar interests, and it's all about self-care and how we run our business. And we have similar experiences with how our self-care can be hijacked and can open us up to introspection, resulting in some major life changes. So Matt, tell us a little more about your self-care and what you've experienced.
Some of the things that I do, for example, I just got back from a weekend away. I made sure that on Monday I had no appointments and no meetings so that I could gently get back into work without getting into the frenzy right away. And that made my return to work much nicer. So I make sure whenever I take some time off, the first day back at work, I don't book anything. I need all that time to catch up on emails and everything that's been going on as well.
Yeah.
The other thing that I do that I've learned to do is when I get very busy and often get sidetracked off my self-care program, I try to take 15 to 20 minutes to do something for myself, whether it's in my house or just something that'll make me feel good. When I'm extremely busy, I need to know that there's order in the busyness. So sometimes it's just a matter of clearing a desk or even cleaning my kitchen. Something really mundane, but that I feel that just it gives me 15, 20 minutes to just breathe and feel like I have my life back in order.
Yeah.
Because what hijacks my self-care is the demands from every direction. And as much as I'm learning to delegate as much as possible, the demands are still there. And there's only so many hours in a day, but I have clients I need to reply to. I have to finish some programs for them, although I have help with a virtual assistant. Sometimes I'm not so great at delegating. But there are parts of the job that I really have to do, and I have to be directing things, and then I have to allow enough time to get to meetings and things like that. So it can get pretty busy, and when it gets busy, I can really lose track of my self-care, and that's when I need that 15, 20 minutes to kind of recenter.
Yeah, you've brought up some points there that I'd like to sort of stress because self-care is actually a very common discussion now, especially with younger women and women business owners. And a lot of self-care advice is all around scheduling an event, like a date out or time with friends, which are all great things. But unfortunately, that does not cover those times, such as you suggested, that are acts of self-care that are for ourselves, even though in the past we've looked at it as maybe being a chore, like making our bed or cleaning up our kitchen. Those are things actually that we do for ourselves. And like you said, most of the time in business, you've got people and things pulling you from all directions. So for you to center yourself in your kitchen and also appreciate what a great job you've done afterwards, and to be able to return to your kitchen when you want to and everything's nice and clear, that is an example of great self-care. Would you agree?
It makes me feel good about myself when I do it. So is it a great act of self-care? I don't know that I would classify it that way, but I know it makes me feel better. And
Mhm.
when I'm being pulled in a lot of different directions, I feel like I don't matter anymore. And so I want to do something, just a little something for me
Yeah.
that makes me feel good.
And it's like feathering your nest as well when you do those things. So that's an act of self care because it's about making your home a sanctuary where you can feel more comfortable and set some boundaries around what is coming into your space.
Yes, yes.
Mhm,
Now,
mhm.
the other thing that I do for my self care is go to the gym. So I
Yeah.
either go to the gym or I go for a run. So physical exercise for me is really important. When I spend a day sitting at my desk at my computer and talking with people, I'm not moving, and I get excess
Mhm.
energy.
You get the jitters?
Not the jitters, but I know that if I don't get some exercise, some serious exercise, I can't sleep as well, or I don't sleep as well. And so I try to make sure I incorporate either a run first thing in the morning or late in the day, or I go to the gym, or I do a physical sport of some kind, whether I go cycling in winter, I'll go skiing, things like that. So
Mhm,
the physical exercise is extremely important for me.
mhm.
I need that to help me sleep better. If I sleep better, I can cope better. So I try to make sure that I incorporate that. Even when I have a really, really long day and I'm really, really tired, the minimum I will do is take a walk at the end of the day, even if it's like
Mhm.
11:30 at night. If that's when I finish working, then that's when I'll go for a walk just to help me center myself again and try to get a better night's sleep.
So sleep for you is a big part of self care.
Absolutely. If I don't get enough sleep, I'm not real pleasant to be around. I
Uh-huh.
don't function as well and I don't think as well if I don't get enough sleep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to be able to think clearly, I know I need my rest.
Mhm. So
Mhm.
tell me about a time when you knew that you're in a really good flow of taking care of yourself.
When the business is not quite as hectic, which is not very often, but there are sometimes periods of the year, I might go through a stretch of 2, 3, 4 weeks where things are just calmer and I can manage things very easily. Then I can really get into my self care and I get to the gym and I'm running and I'm doing those things that make me feel good and getting lots of sleep and things like that. And I've learned the flow of my business. And when those times happen, I don't panic. I just enjoy the quieter time. I do something more for myself, or I'll do other projects that I don't have time to do otherwise. And
Mhm,
it's okay. It's
mhm.
okay. But that took me a long time to learn that because
Yeah.
I always felt like I had to be working nearly all the time. But
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I don't have to be working all the time for the business to grow. It grows on its own, in a manner of speaking. There's lots of work in it, but there are periods where things are quieter, and that's when I can really take care of myself.
hmm Now, you've set up some structures for your business so that the running of the business goes quite smoothly, and you have some things that are you're going to have to interject some more energy, but most of it runs fairly smoothly because you have systems, right?
Exactly. And the systems have been a big, big help
Yeah.
to for my self-care and to make things manageable for me.
Yeah.
So systems and learning to delegate, which is an ongoing lesson for me,
Mhm.
uh, all of those things just make things a lot smoother and I'm able to delegate. And then I've learned to do trials when we have the time. So I'll do a trial of a new system or a new idea when things are not quite so hectic. And
Mhm.
so I've learned to say, okay, I like that idea, but I can't do it right now, so I'll postpone it.
Oh,
And
okay,
to manage my time that way, that's been really, really important.
good. Now, you have the type of business that when you are at an event, whether you are supervising your staff or whether you're actually doing the event yourself, you're actually on most of the time, right? Which takes a lot of energy.
It does. Luckily for me, I'm an extrovert. I enjoy that. I don't have a problem being on, but after a while, after so many hours, that's when it gets exhausting. Um,
Mhm.
so if I'm with clients a whole day, I find that quite tiring. And
Yeah.
so then I have to make sure I allow some time for me at
Mhm.
the end of it all, or the next morning, so that I don't feel resentful, because I can feel resentful when it's too much.
Yeah. And how do you deal with that resentment then? That's because that's like eating you inside out, right? So
Exactly. And that's where I learned to allow myself time with no commitment.
yeah.
So, so the day when I come back from vacation, or if I have been away or I've been working, a lot of different events, then I'll allow myself a day with no commitments at all. And then I'll do something nice for myself, or I'll book a pedicure or manicure
Yeah.
or something like that that takes me away from it all. And I
Mhm.
to, put my phone on do not disturb
Good.
and just do the work that I need to get done, because everything else can wait. And
Mhm.
so yeah, so a lot of little things along the way to make my my life more manageable.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm. Or else
So,
it can be completely out of control.
which we don't want to go there. Uh,
No.
but then, I want to wrap up by thanking you for sharing uh, a concept of self care that has evolved for you. Sounds like you have a practice that ensures that your needs are met emotionally, physically, even to pamper yourself, to pamper your sanctuary, your home, and that you're able to restore, to take care of your best interests and what's most important to you. So I'd like to thank you very much. I will be putting your website in the description below. And thank you for sharing today.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you.